All right, Mr. Haywood, can you state your name, please?
Michael Haywood.
All right. What are we doing?
Good morning, Your Honor. I filed a motion to withdraw due to a direct conflict of interest regarding a witness or potential witness in this case that I identified after meeting with Mr. Haywood. As a result, I am unable to continue to represent Mr. Haywood. I would ask the court to permit me to withdraw.
Okay, I noticed in the motion that I don't have the witness identified or the person identified.
Yes, Your Honor. Either we can approach her, I can try and describe this on the record very carefully.
Well, however you wish to do it. I mean, I need it says there's a conflict, I need to know, much like with the other motions, who the conflict is with.
Your Honor, if I identify the conflict who is not listed in the police report, he could be charged with crimes, and I previously represented him. So I'm unable to provide additional information, which would result in discovery to the prosecutor.
And the motion's denied. I mean, I can't do it this way, Miss Julian. I mean, I have to have some indication as to what the conflict is.
Nigga, she just told your stupid ass.
No, Mr. Haywood.
No, you didn't. Bond revoked. We're done.
Mr.
Bond revoked.
I'm unable to
continue. He will sit. This matter is adjourned to September 1st. Bond revoked.
Your Honor, may I respectfully request to approach regarding my continued representation?
I'm done. You go talk to your client. He'll never address that court this way. His bond is revoked. You're still his attorney. Motion denied.
Mr. Danner, I'll be in touch. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Mr. Caldwell, can you state your name, please, sir?
Sean Caldwell.
All right. All right. What are we doing on this?
Your Honor, I'm requesting an adjournment of the bond violation hearing. I think he has an exam next week.
And Your Honor, as the court I'm sure recalls, we were here last week for a PCC and the exam was set. At that time, I had let the court know that the defendant had been contacting the victim and requested his phone privileges be revoked. I'm not quite sure how, but his phone privileges weren't revoked immediately, and he was able to contact the victim the afternoon of our court hearing and had a phone conversation with her that I forwarded to Ms. Tang and Mr. Brown regarding that he knew he wasn't supposed to contact her. I have the recording. I'm happy to play it for the court if the court wants to hear it, but I thought the court would be interested in knowing that happened. I'm not sure where the delay or the disconnect was, but it does appear to me that it is a continued bond violation. I don't know if it's contemptible or what, but I wanted to bring it to the court's attention.
Your Honor, I listened to it, and it's one of those ways that I construe it as when the case is called and the prosecutor and the victim advocate want to hear from the complaining witness about modifying bond, and the complaining witness says, I don't want to proceed with the case, and I want to have consensual contact and have him home. That's the way I construed it, Your Honor. So if you want to listen to it, and we got a busy docket, that's why I'm requesting.
But the defendant, my understanding is the contact came from the defendant.
Yeah, she put money in his account, and she also told him to contact her.
Okay.
Because he's got a job, Your Honor.
No, I got that. But what I'm saying is, he shouldn't have been doing that. Regardless of what the subject matter is, he shouldn't have been doing that.
Well, we can dismiss it now because Miss Lundy knows that she isn't going to show up and they can't proceed without her.
I'm not dismissing anything. What I'm saying is, whether I listen to the tape or not, that is not the only violation. The violation is the contact itself.
But Your Honor, if you listen to it, she's going to say, I don't want to proceed. I want you home. I got you a job lined up. And
absolutely.
And it's going to get dismissed anyway. So
I don't know that, Mr. Brown.
Miss Lundy just told you.
Make that. If I
Miss Lundy just told you. She gave it.
Revised version. In a courtroom, things can get heated. Picture this. A defense lawyer tries to withdraw from a case, citing a conflict of interest related to a witness, but he won't say who or why. This throws the judge off, and rightfully so. How can a judge approve a withdrawal if they don't know the nature of the conflict? The lawyer insists they can't name the witness, fearing it would reveal information to the prosecutor that might hurt the case.
At the last hearing, I revoked his privileges. What Ms. Lundy is indicating is that day, at least, the defendant, still knowing he was under that prohibition, regardless of what circumstances there were, made contact. That's the problem. Whatever was said, that's to be dealt with at a later time. That's all I'm getting at.
But I'm
So
saying,
what do you folks want me to do with this? And I'm not dismissing. So
I want you to continue. I want her to dismiss it because she knows her complainant isn't going to show next week. She heard it on the recording. She wants him home because he has.
That's not gonna happen. So let's have something realistic. What do you want me to do? You want me to set it for exam so you can get to that point, Mr. Brown? Or
There's an exam, I think, next week, Judge. I think there's an exam scheduled next week. That's why
on this case.
On this case, I think it's next week, isn't it, Ms. London?
Is it before me?
Can I plead guilty?
Okay.
Have I plead guilty to the?
Well, yeah.
I mean, I have.
Red wants me to do that. Here's
And then
what
I
I'm
just
gonna do.
won't contact.
I'm going to make sure. Okay, sir, please.
Yeah. I'm just
What
trying
you
to.
need to do is you need to abide by the court's orders. This is already set for an
Yeah,
exam.
the very first thing that Miss Fink told me was not to initiate contact.
Oh.
So I didn't until she initiated. My wife initiated contact with me. Then I continued. I didn't initiate the contact. I followed through with it.
So he just wants to keep admitting to a violation. I mean, why?
I admitted to it as soon as you brought it up last week. I had no.
Okay, but that's why you have an attorney that probably told you to be quiet.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just trying to help. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you just don't want to listen to that, nor the order that you shouldn't contact him. You just don't want to listen to anything. You keep doing it your way, and it's not turning out real well.
I could say I didn't contact her.
Please don't say
And
nothing. I'm not yelling today.
Right on. Right
Maybe you should.
Your Honor.
on. We all should.
No. Well, you can start yelling. What happened to the last guy that yelled? Oh, yeah, he doesn't have a bond. All right, so.
Your Honor, the court's question was, what do I want you to do today? And I just know that how seriously the court takes its bond orders, and I wanted the court to be aware that that contact had happened, and that you were aware that it had gone on. I wanted to bring it to the court's attention. I hope and I think that the phone privileges have been revoked at this time, so the defendant shouldn't be able to contact her anymore. She has indicated in the phone call she doesn't intend to participate with the prosecution. However, as this court is well aware, and Mr. Brown is well aware, it's the state of Michigan versus Sean Caldwell, not the victim versus Sean Caldwell.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to dismiss it today. I'm not taking any pleas or anything today. This matter is, I guess, fortunately for me, set for me on Tuesday. So this matter will continue to that time. Sir, I'm going to indicate to you, my condition is that you are not to have contact.
Yes, sir.
Do not have contact.
Yes, sir.
The other thing is, I'm going to strongly suggest to you, listen to your attorney.
Yes, sir.
This bond will continue as is, and if we will check into making sure that the privileges are indeed revoked. All right?
Yes, sir.
Calls the case. People versus Shaquille Tubbs. It's O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal Tubbs.
It
Sir,
is.
state your name, sir.
Shaquille O'Neal, Anthony Hardaway Judge.
Whoa, you got more.
I think the defendant has several other holds. So at this point, I would think it may be wise to adjourn the probable cause conference so I can consult with the police officer victim in the case and see if we can come to some sort of misdemeanor resolution. I don't know if it'll be possible, or if Ms. White is champing at the bit, wants to get it set.
Such thing as vague legal mumbo jumbo in this courtroom. I need specifics. The judge says, making it clear that this isn't a game of guessing. But just when you think things couldn't get more bizarre, one of the defendants starts lashing out. She just told you, he shouts. Talk about adding fuel to the fire. The tension builds as the defense lawyer's request is denied, and the judge makes it crystal clear. No more nonsense, no more drama. You're done.
Not get him on.
I have
Hold
misdemeanor.
on. What'd you say, Mr. Dubs?
I have misdemeanor cases out of other counties. I have no charges that's holding me in this county whatsoever.
I got you. Other than this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll adjourn these out to September 1st, 2022, 9 a.m.
I'm trying to say, like, why should I be held on the bond? Like,
Okay.
I didn't violate bond at all. I mean, like, I feel like that's kind of unfair. And I got other things to handle as well. I could pay a bond if I could get out there. It's no one who would pay that type of bond for me. That's kind of unfair. That interferes with.
Well, okay. So here's what's unfair. What's unfair is that on May 19th, you didn't show up. Hold on. Let me finish. I listened to you. You didn't show up. I issued a bench warrant for your appearance because we had given you a personal recognizance back on May 9th. By May 22nd, you didn't show up. May 19th, you didn't show up. So I issued a bench warrant. We don't catch up to you and don't have you arraigned again until sometime in August. And then we arraign you. Your bond was kept at what I set it at when you didn't appear.
Yes, sir.
So hold on. So then we get here and I'm ready to go on the case. Everybody's here now. And when the public defender looks at the file, there is a potential conflict. When that conflict comes up, the public defender was required to then withdraw. Ms. White is appointed, as you heard her. It's only been a few minutes, been less than an hour. She gets appointed. She's got to get all of your documentation and all your paperwork to look at it. Now, I understand what you're saying about the bond, but the